Hey everybody, I hope all of you are good and welcome to another session of Complete Week. In this time we are going to talk about incoming preparation seminar, a very important and interesting topic for all the incoming sites. My name is Snyder Alfonso and I'm MC IGV of IPS in Colombia. And to kick this off, I want to invite you to imagine that you are going abroad in a voluntary exchange or that you are going in an internship to another country. What would you expect about the other side? What you expect when you arrive to the other country, to another country? And basically, this is a reflection about think not in the customer or in our customer, but think as our customers. And here I want to put two situations to all of you, and it's how would you feel if you go to a place you have not ever been and nobody's there to guide you? Or how would you feel if the first meeting is a mess and everything looks unorganized? How would you feel if this kind of situation happens to you? And the most important reflection behind this and behind this question is that we here are responsible in the incoming sites by deliver all the minimum standards and the minimum information that all our customer, our trainees needs to develop a really good experience and facilitating all this information, they can have a high quality experiences. So for me, the incoming preparation seminar is the most important meeting for trainees in an IPS experience. Why the most important meeting? Because first of all, this is the official kickoff of their experience, where we provide them of all the information, and after they receive that information, they know how can they react in case of any situation that they have during the 5, 4, 6 weeks that they are going to live in another country doing their voluntary experience or the internship, etc. So basically, about this and why is IPS so important is because after the approve, we align during the whole process. Since we contact them, we start to align all the expectations about what are we going to give them, what is the project about, what is the city about, what is the budget that they need, what are the standards, what are the leadership qualities that we want to develop on them. And in the realized phase, when they arrive to our cities or to our countries, there needs to be, we need to have like an extremely aligned or alignation with all our trainees, and that they, as trainees, our customers, and we as an organization that is providing this opportunity and these experiences, are speaking in the same language, and that we are in the same page about all the benefits and responsibilities and etc. So basically, this is all about expectations alignment between our trainees, AIESEC, and all the stakeholders involved in their experience, because it's not just about the trainee and AIESEC, it's about the trainee, AIESEC, the opportunity taker, the accommodation provider, or the host family, or the NGO, or the body that is supporting the experience. All the people that is involved in the experience needs to be aligned in 100% level to develop in a better way all these experiences. And basically, if you deliver a clear IPS, you are facilitating the development of a high quality experiences. For this reason, it's very, very important that we put attention to each detail that we are going to deliver during the IPS or attention to each detail on how we are going to deliver this IPS and what kind of information are we providing to all our trainees. So basically, I recommend, or the structure, the recommendation that I give to all of you is to work with these three basic components. And the first one is talk about an IPS knowledge. The second component is my experience, and basically here we are going to provide them all the information about how they are going to work, what is the working hour, about the standards, and etc. In the first one, that is IPS knowledge, we're going to tell them what is our organization about, what are we stand for during more than 60 years, and all the information about IPS, how we develop leadership, what are the leadership quality that we want to develop on them. And finally, in the third one, we are going to talk about satisfaction. So basically, in this satisfaction, we are going to tell them that for us, and we take care, and that for us is important what they think about their experiences, and that they can help us to improve the way that we do our operations, and the way that we deliver our experiences through feedbacks and survey at the end, the standards survey and the MPS and a lot of more tools that in local entities we have to guarantee that we are delivering the kind of experiences that we want to deliver. So right now I'm going to tell you like details on about each one of these three components. So we are going to start with IPS knowledge, basically which kind of information we need to provide them here, and I suggest you is basically talk about the IPS way. So explain then why we do what we do, how we do it, and what we do at the end of the day, and what we believe in and stand for it. So basically they understand that they are not in a tourism agency or something like that. They understand that we want to develop leadership, that we want to develop a lot of, well, our four qualities for them, and that after they have this journey for the 6 weeks, they can feel that they are a new person and that they are a new version of themselves. So explain them how we do it. After this, we are going to talk about our LC. So talk about your LC, have like an introduction of your LC. So here is like feel proud, you know, it's like feel proud about where are you coming from, what you represent. I don't know, my LC, for example, had more than 10 years, and in more than 10 years, we have impacted the life of so many people, and we have bring here more than 200 or 100 volunteers that have impacted different communities in my city, and etc. And tell them, for example, what is your organizational culture, what is, for example, I don't know, be a wolf or be part of a no fear culture, or etc. Tell them how your LC works, basically, and what is your vision of IPS, and what is the vision, and the most important, why exists your LC in your city, and what happens if your LC doesn't exist in your city. And in that way, they are going to feel the relevance of all the people that is working every day in your local community to make this happen. After that, tell them about the leadership development model explanation, so that we want to develop leaders, but this doesn't happen just because of live an experience or go abroad. This is because we are going to facilitate to deliver the 16 standards that's going to facilitate the inner outer journey, and at the end we are going to develop in this way we are going to develop the leadership qualities that are the four that, well, you know. After that, we are going to talk, and I recommend you to talk about leadership development assessment, an analysis with each one of our trainees. And basically, this is how we can customize our IPS, and how they can feel that we are like having an IPS just for each one of them. So basically, here we are going to analyze the results of the analysis of the assessment of the leadership development assessment, and make them reflect about it. So, for example, me as a trainee and a really high score in, I don't know, self-awareness, but maybe in world citizen and very low, and make them reflect about what it could be, you know, but what's the reason, or something like that. And at the end, talk about personal goal setting. I mean, in personal goal setting is basically that they give us clarify about what and clarity about what they want to get from this experience after the 6 weeks or after the 4 weeks. And here I recommend you an exercise that is the 3 most important questions. And the 3 most important questions, you can find it in Google. And there is a really dynamic and really simple, easy exercise to make this, to know about all these personal goal setting of our trainees. After we go into to talk about my experience, as you can see, this has like more elements to analyze with them. So first of all, we are going to talk about trainee project. Basically here you are going to explain all the details about the projects, like place, beneficiary, weekly planning, reporting, working hour, job description, first day of work, introduction and closing with opportunity taker. That basically this is one of the last one is one of our standards as well, that is a development spaces with opportunity provided, that we do it at the beginning and at the end of the experience. So here in this space that can take like, I don't know, a lot of time to talk with them and to explain them all the information, all the details about the project that at the end is what they are coming from here to our countries. After, we're going to talk about the communication line and process. So this is very important. Why this is very important? Because normally we have a lot of situations where the trainee talk to their OGX side, I mean to her or his country, and after that the LC talk to the MC in their country, and the MC talk to our MC in our country, and the last person to realize that something is happening is the IGV vice president of IGV in each one of the LCs. So here is very important because you put clarify about what is the communication like, what is the communication process, and in each one of the situations with whom he needs or she needs to communicate in case of any situation that they present, and who can help them in, I don't know, like 2 hours or maximum 1 day. After that, we're going to talk about the standards to deliver. So here you explain all the 16 standards that we have, and if they, for example, the most important here is not just that you explain what is each one of the standards about, but that you explain these have been delivered to you in this moment, or we are going to deliver this in this moment or in this week, that they feel, that they understand in which part of the timeline of their experience they are going to have all this information and to receive like the standards in general. And after, we are going to talk about the customer flow phase. This is very, very cool because here you are going to explain them that they have been, that right now they are in a phase of realization where basically is the value delivery. That for us is very important because here is where we are going to start to deliver all the promise that we have talked to them in the interviews and etc. And this is the most important, and this is a key point, and it's basically that we hope that they are a promoter, that they be a promoter of our experience at the end of the experience, in fact. And after, we talk about responsibility of parts involved. So this is very, very important as well. And here you can be like more serious about this thing, and is basically explain them the responsibilities with IPS, the project opportunity taker, accommodation provider, at the same time that IPS hosts the and taker body's responsibilities. So this is what I was talking at the beginning about. What is the responsibility of the trainee with the project? What is the responsibility of the trainee with IPS? What is the responsibility of trainee with opportunity taker, with trainee with her or his host? And at the same time, in the same way with the rest of the stakeholders. So basically, what is the responsibility of the accommodation provider with IPS, the accommodation provider with trainee, the OP taker with IPS, the OP taker with trainee? And basically here we know in a holistic way what is the responsibility of each one of the parts that are involved in this process. And this is a key point, because if all our trainees and they understand what is the responsibility of each one of the parts that are involved, we are not going to have problems about like this was that like misunderstandings or something like that. After, you talk about accommodation rules. Basically, the accommodation rules is very, very important because normally we have a lot of issues as well with people that you find a host family, but the trainee was with some behaviors that wasn't like accepted by the family or etc., and you have to change it and look for another family. So basically here you put like all the rules and say, if you are in a host family and your family say that please you can't like go be out of your house or after 10 p.m. well, you as trainee, you understand that it's a different family, that they are volunteers as well, and they are opening their doors like as volunteers as well, and that they have rules because that is not your family, it's another family. So basically is where how can you put and how can you align all the information on the rules. I think that this is very, very important to understand by all sides, because with this we are going to have like more clarity in general about the experience, and they realized that this is not just that families or something like that are not like hotels, and that they have to respect them, And at the end, we are going to talk about emergency contacts and cultural agenda. So here you can So you can provide them like the basic ISEC contacts, like for example the contact of the BP IGV, of the TL or the housing coordinator, or the project coordinator, or the LCP, and you can teach them and give them like the information of the emergency hotlines. Like for example, what is the number of police in your country or your city, of the well, like all the emergency hotlines that you think that are appropriate to give them. And the cultural agenda is basically you explain them that, for example, you say, all Sundays we are going to give you the agenda of the whole week. So please, if we put something in the agenda, respect it, because we are working with allies, we are planning like all this, and you have to respect like all the events and etc. Of projects that you have. And in satisfaction, that is the last part, we are going to talk about feedbacks. And this is very important because here you explain to trainees that we are open, totally open to receive their feedbacks on the way to improve the way that we are going to deliver the experiences. And you can set a specific methodology for it. For example, you can say like, if you feel that your project is in the best way as possible, you can tell us, for sure, with respect and, well, in the most appropriate way that you think. But for example, you can say a specific methodology, like, I don't know, I want to create a link in Podio, and I'm going to give it to them in the IPS, and they are going to, when they want, they fulfill, and they are going to know that we are going to check it out like each Wednesday. I don't know, like something like that. So it could be in the methodology that you feel more comfortable for your LC and for your people. After, we are going to talk about a closing experience. So here you are going to explain them that exists a closing experience, and that maximum 1 week or before, or 3 days before of their departure, they are going to have a closing experience. At the same time that they are having like a kicking off with the IPS on our beginning, a formal beginning of their experience, they are going to have a closing. And this here in the closing experience, remember for all of you that in closing experience is basically when we make them to fulfill the survey, and for that reason it's so important. And the most important of the closing experience is that in that space we are going to approach them, and we are going to talk with them, and we are going to hear them, to listen them, and that allow us to talk with them about the positive, and it's how we can make that all these people go back to their country with the positive of their experiences, and realizing that they are a new person, even in the no most terrible cases, but even when the experience could be like incredible, or something happens that wasn't like what was expected by the trainee. After that, you explain about how works the Net Promoter Score. That is our satisfaction survey, that basically they can put like all these feedbacks in this survey. But as I told you at the beginning, that it's the most important is that they give it to you during the whole process, and not just at the end, because, well, you can do like anything for that person. And the last one is the standard survey, that you explained that we have, well, that we are going to deliver them like all these 16 standards, and that at the end they are going to have like a measurement of these 16 standards, and that they are going to put, well, to say if yes or no. And here I think that one of the most important things is not just to tell them that standards exist, but tell them what means each one of them, and give them the questions. Like, for example, from the beginning, since the beginning, they are going to know what are the questions that they are going to find in the standard survey at the end of the closing experience. And basically, and we are finishing this space, adapt the agenda to your local reality. You know that basically these are just like a framework, or like some points that we recommend to you to deliver the IPS, but adapt it to your reality. If you feel that you need to put like more information, put it. But for me, this is like the basic information that you need to have, and you need to deliver to all of your trainees. So basically, the number of trainees in the same IPS depends on quantity of your entity. So basically, here is, for example, I don't know, if you are an LC, or an LC that 5 trainees arrive at the same time, or the dates of trainees are different. It depends, and it shape too much how you are going to deliver the IPS. I recommend you that you don't have like more than 15 persons in the same time, because you need that you need their attention to it, and you need that they be focused the whole time in what you are saying and all the information that you are providing. And if that is like groups more than 15 persons, I think that maybe they can like be, well, thinking in on other things, and it's easier that they like all the distractors and all this. Deliver IPS maximum 3 days after arrival of trainees to your city and before first day of work. So this is very important, because it's complete when someone has an IPS like 1 week after, because a lot of things could I don't know, could be or could happen in the first week, and they don't know how to react, or they didn't know how to react, or this. So the appropriate is that you give it to them maximum 3 days after, and totally like mandatory do it before the first day of work. You know, that they have like all the alignment and etc. Before go to the NGO or community or foundation. So it's good get to know each other's closing activities. So here you have to, well, ISECers are we are really good with all these kind of activities. So well, do it in the best way as possible, and that be really curious and attractive for them. Choose applies without distractions for your IPS. Remember that trainees must be present and attentive in all the session. That was basically what I was talking to you before. Align your IPS with your OGV partner. So this is really important, that you align the IPS that you are doing and the information that you are giving to them to your OGV side, because they have the outgoing preparation seminar and more activities to have a 100% alignment between both sides. And basically, and one of the most important reflection after all this information is that the excellent communication is vital. You know, this is the most important is that you have a really clear communication with all your trainees, because if you have a good communication here, if you have good channels of communication with them, if they know with whom they need to talk in case of any situation and etc., you are going to have they are going to have your members and trainees are going to have a really good experience. And after this space, after the IPS, trainees must have full clarity about the whole experience and standards delivered by ISEC. So basically, this space are going to give them all the information, as I told you in the beginning, all the information that they need to have, well, to develop their experience in the best way as possible. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being here. In case that you have any, I have like a framework, like a PPT and a presentation with all this information like organized. So in case that you need it or that you have any doubt or question, please let me know. Here is my email, voluntariado.social@isecolombia.org. So let me know. It was my pleasure. I hope you have a really good delivery and a really good winter, summer, fish pig, how you call it. Enjoy it, because at the end, the success of the kind of the experiences that you're going to deliver depends on, and is a result of how much you are enjoying delivering all these experiences to all these trainees that trust in you for delivering one of the biggest dreams that they have on life. So bye-bye and a half, a lot of success, a lot of love, folks. Bye-bye.